What's up, y'all? It's Tisha the Diva, and this is for my ladies. This is my podcast where amazing things happen and we get to talk, discuss, and celebrate real women of color. This is for my ladies is just for you. This podcast is a place where I get to highlight not only my life dreams and goals, but yours too. I believe I was called to create a platform for myself to express not only my thoughts, but those of other women that's unfiltered and untamed. I plan to talk and discuss topics that interest me and other women. I want my audience to be engaged and aware, so any topics, email them to me at tishadiva@gmail.com. What's up, y'all? Y'all already know what time it is. This is for my ladies. Y'all, I am back with season 3, episode 44. Yes, episode 44. And before we go ahead and get into things, first of all, I got to say, make sure you all like, subscribe, share, all that other stuff with This Is For My Ladies. Make sure you follow me on Instagram. Make sure wherever it is that you listen to This Is For My Ladies, you are subscribed, okay? Make sure you listen. If you have any topics or anything that you'd like to discuss, or if you want to be a guest, make sure you reach out to me on Instagram at This Is For My Ladies Podcast, at Tisha the Diva on Instagram, or email me at tishadiva@gmail.com. One day I'm going to pay for to get one of those nice business emails, okay? But again, my money's still a little funny, all right? So make sure that you subscribe or become a supporter of this podcast. It's just $9.99. I'm telling you, y'all spend $9.99 on things less than this, okay? Help a sister out. But anyway, you all, I have a very special guest. I have a really, really good girlfriend of mine. She and I met back in college. We worked at Hooters together.
Yes, we did.
Like, how did we, because I know we went to school together. We had classes together. But how did we connect? Do you remember?
I don't.
I don't
Honestly.
remember.
I just remember working at Hooters together, and I just remember that time that girl, someone tried to steal your watch, and you just
went off,
went
girl.
crazy.
No, you was in our
That's
class
what I
with
remember.
Dominique when a girl. Weren't you in the class with Dominique? It was like an older girl, and she tried to, like, she came off at Dominique real crazy, and I had.
We had, it was like communications.
Yeah.
In building 1, or it was the mass communications building.
Madison.
The first floor.
Yeah.
I think. I don't remember.
She was, I don't know. She said something real crazy, and I was like trying to make her feel low and feel dumb, and I just wasn't
I just
with
remember
it.
you going off on her.
I
Now
wasn't
I think
with
about
it.
it.
I was not with it. Like, anyway.
Yeah,
so,
we met in that class. Yeah.
So I have my girl, Miss Desiree Rodriguez. She is an author now.
Yes.
She's an author. She basically heads up her own nonprofit, her program, Always a Lady First Inc. That, how long has it been since you've been doing that?
It's been about 5 years.
5 years. Oh
5
my
years.
God.
Mhm.
And it's been 6 years, I feel like, since we last seen each other.
Yeah. It's
I
been
think
a
the
minute.
last time I seen you, I think I stayed the night over your house. We had went out, got drinks. We
Yeah.
working at Hooters, got fucked up, went back to your house.
Yeah. Yeah.
Girl, I love that tiny apartment. It was just so cozy.
And you know, it's funny because everyone remembers that tiny apartment,
Girl,
but they love it. 'Cause
that was the best. It was just so cool. It was just so, it was for you.
yeah,
It
a
was
little
just
bungalow.
you. Yes, it was
Mhm.
amazing. So anyway, you are here in town.
Yep.
So you're here for a week.
Yeah.
You're doing your
My residency. So I'm getting my PhD in communication from Regent University. This is my 3rd semester with them, and I have to come back to the 757 at least once a year to do a residency. So I'm super excited to see all the beautiful people I went to school with, and just, holla at everybody. It's just so down to earth people, and so I'm just happy to be here.
Well, we're happy to have you back in the 757, okay?
Yes.
So you reached out to me. You supposed to we supposed to did like a little conference or whatever like a couple months ago.
Right.
Back in May, June, but that's when I just went on my hiatus. I just kind of stopped doing a podcast. I just felt like I really wasn't inspired or anything, so I just kind of took a break. I was just like, I'll come back when I feel inspired. I was supposed to come back in July for a Talk 30 to me, but
Right.
October
I remember
1st.
that.
Yeah, but October 1st, I came back, and then it just worked out amazing that you were in town
Yeah.
during the exact same time.
Yep.
And I was just like, oh, yeah, we going to do this
Yep.
shit. So,
Yep.
welcome, welcome, welcome to This Is For My
Yeah, I'm
Ladies.
super excited to be here.
Absolutely. I'm glad that you are here. I'm really glad that you're here. So we just went to dinner. We just went to Rancho Grande, one of
Yeah, it
my
was
favorite
good.
Mexican restaurants on Military Highway, because I love their Texas dip. Not everybody has Texas dip, so that's why I wanted to make
Yeah,
sure I
and I
go
was
there.
wondering what you were ordering because she was like, "Let me get rice and that dip," and I was like, "She must love rice."
And we was like, "Oh, that looked good when it
Yeah.
came out, girl."
She
When
poured the dip over the rice with the
Mm,
shrimp and the steak and the queso on the rice. It was so
and the
oh,
chicken,
it
oh my
looks
God, with
great.
that little tortilla that they roll up nice and tightly and twist it and break it in half. Whew.
Yeah,
Anyway, it was
it
amazing.
looked delicious.
So, we had just like a conversation, over dinner. You was
Right.
just talking about motherhood,
Yeah.
talking about your book, and just the different things that you want to do and accomplish within the next couple of years. So my first question to you, I said, how do you like being a mom? And you gave me like one of the realest answers
Yeah.
that I probably ever heard a first time mother give.
Yeah.
Because like you said, people dress up motherhood like
Yeah.
that was the best thing that happened to me, or
Yeah.
if it was, and
Mhm.
you was just like, no, I'm gonna be transparent. I'm gonna be real.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna ask you that question again. And this is for my ladies. This is for my moms. This is for everybody. How is it being a mother?
It's interesting. It's not everything is cooped up to be. I'm not the kind of mother that's it's just everything I dreamed of. I definitely feel like I love my daughter. I love some aspects of being a mother, but for me, being a mother, it was the last on my list. I just have so much I want to accomplish and do and get out of life that I guess it was just in the back of my mind that motherhood. Oh yeah, I'm a woman. We have babies, so
Yeah.
um, but just to be transparent, it's hard. It's taxing. I wouldn't say it's a job. Some people say it's a job. It's not a job.
Being a
It's
mother is the best job there is.
no,
Those super goddamn
no.
moms.
No, it's just your responsibility. Just like it's your
Right.
responsibility to pay your bills. It's your responsibility to be a good person. It's your
Right.
responsibility to be better than you were last year. So
Right.
I see it as a responsibility, but there's just so much more out of life that I want. And just being a mother, it's a great thing.
Yeah.
And I'm glad I got to experience it. And I had a beautiful baby girl. And
She is beautiful. She looked just like her, y'all. And if y'all see Jasmine, she is just so pretty, y'all. Oh my
thank
God,
you.
she's beautiful, and her daughter looked just like her. So you said there are more things that you want to do. What are those things, and how do you feel like being a mother? Like, as far as, is it a little bit more harder now that you're a mom? Like, what is it?
So a few of the things I still want to do is first I want to finish my PhD. I have a couple other jobs, or I would say businesses, I want to start eventually. With my doctorate, I hope one day, or I will one day, open up a school for girls, predominantly
Okay,
minority women.
Oprah.
Predominantly, minority young girls, but
Yeah.
I would love to do that. And I don't see it being a roadblock for me that I'm a mother because I have an amazing husband, very supportive. Anything I want to do, he wants me to accomplish that. And he wants me to just go and do whatever. More so because he's like, so you can never go back and say that,
Yeah.
I was the person who stopped you from doing your dreams and accomplishing
Right.
those dreams.
I mean,
And
because we hear that in a lot of marriages from a lot of women who put their dreams, their goals, and
on
everything on
hold.
hold because of
Right.
they became a mother
Right.
or they became a wife,
Right.
and so they kind of they're stagnant, and then they
Right.
feel like they aren't really fulfilling out their life dreams and their passions and goals because of that. So
I feel like that turns into resentment.
yeah,
And, I just wouldn't get in that relationship, before you go and have sex with somebody and you get all into it and making love and all those things. You want to make sure who you're going to bed with will support you, and
yeah.
that you have that
Yeah, I heard that,
partner
y'all. Make sure,
support
say it
you,
one more time. Whoever you
support
go to
you.
bed with.
Whoever you having sex with, getting down on, doing it with, you want to make sure that you have a partner and someone who truly wants to support you. And personally, I've never been someone who is a dreamer,
Mm-hmm.
but the more that I get older, I say to myself, it's okay. I can be a dreamer, and
Yeah.
I just need to get out there and do it, and do the damn thing,
Mm-hmm.
and believe in myself. And so that's just what I've aspired to be, is that inspiration for those children and the kiddos, and now my daughter, to
Yeah.
just keep pushing on. And even though it's a dream, to just do it, go for it.
Yeah, you said something over dinner. You was saying about how you started your, your nonprofit,
Right.
Always a Lady First Inc. Because you seen girls who maybe didn't have, or maybe like a little less fortunate, or
Right.
weren't properly taught like
Right.
hygiene or feminine care,
Hmm.
and you said that while some of the things you weren't able to relate to, you just wanted to help because it
Right.
was more important for you to help than to judge.
Yes.
So, how was the process of starting your nonprofit? I understand that, you saw the girls and wanted to
Right.
help, but, where did it really stem from?
From a personal perspective, when I was a young girl, I was molested,
Mm,
and I I just wanted to be that adult figure for those girls.
mm-hmm,
And I grew up in a suburban life. I had a suburban lifestyle, and so I had resources that maybe they didn't. And so
mm-hmm.
I felt, God forbid, if something like that happened to them, who are they turning to?
Yeah.
And then on top of that, they don't have the resources.
Mm,
And I felt like, even though I couldn't relate to them money wise or environment wise, maybe we could relate as a woman and just being a female. And
we
so,
are women, period. Make sure y'all check
yeah.
out my last episode, period.
So I just wanted to do something about it. I wanted to help.
Yeah.
And so I didn't have really any money, but I raised about $500 the first year to get them. I scraped anything I had to get
Yeah.
them T-shirts, and just to let them know that there's someone out there that cares for them.
Gotcha. So you first started Always a Lady First in
Hmm.
Texas.
Yes.
Okay. Now you're based in Tampa, Florida.
Right.
So are you still still have it going on in Texas?
So right now, I have a friend who's a co associate instructor
Okay.
in Texas, but I'm not sure what we're going to do with that yet. If we'll do like maybe a weekend workshop,
Okay.
and then, but for sure, where I'm functioning at is in Tampa, Florida.
All right, y'all.
Hmm.
So anybody that's listening, they got any charter buses or anything? Shoot, you might can take the girls down there to Texas, or the Texas girls come to Florida, because
Yeah.
being like you said, not being able to relate, but wanting to help. And we know so many children who haven't been outside of their cities and hometowns and all that stuff. And I just feel like in order to like kind of like really truly raise a child to see outside of their environment is to
Right.
get them out of their horizon, like
You have
take
to.
them other places, allow them to see and explore the
Right.
world, so
Yeah.
that they see that there is so much more out there than what they normally see on an everyday
And
basis.
that's where I would like to take my program. One day, to raise enough funds, have enough sponsorship, where I can take them on a flight
Mm-hmm.
to South America or something like that,
Yeah.
and we could do a study abroad week or something, and
Yeah.
and really take it to the next level. Like I said, open a school for girls,
Absolutely.
and have some type of program where we can take them outside of the city. Because just like when I was in Texas, a lot of the young girls had never been outside of San Antonio.
Wow.
And when you said, or when I would say, "Oh, I'm from Virginia," they're like, "Oh, well, where's that? New York?" And I'm
Wow.
like, "No, sweetheart, it's not in New York." Or
Mm-hmm.
if I said, "My family is from Santo Domingo in the Dominican Republic," well, where is that? Canada? No, ma'am. That's in the
Wow.
Caribbean. And so it's so important that our young and our aspiring kiddos understand that they need to be informed of what's going on, where things are, and just be knowledgeable of their surroundings and yeah,
Absolutely.
where things
So,
are.
what are like some of like the fundamental principles that Always a Lady, I guess mission,
Okay.
and because I know you teach some of the girls. Like I saw you teaching them how to measure their
Yes.
bras and
Yeah.
all of that stuff. So what are
Some of the modules I cover.
yeah.
So I cover beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
Okay.
And one of the things that's important about that module is that a lot of the young ladies look at social media as their go-to. And it's so important that they understand that beauty is what you see through your eyes.
Yeah.
It's not how social media interprets it. It's not how your friend interprets it. It's how you interpret it and how you feel on the inside. And so we have those conversations. We talk about makeup, how to properly care for your brushes and how to clean them. We talk about hygiene, feminine products, how to properly measure your breasts for the right bra.
Yeah.
A high percentage of women are wearing the wrong size bra because they don't take the time or they just don't know how. I give them pamphlets on how to check their breasts for lumps in support of Breast Cancer Awareness Month in October.
Yes.
I do health and fitness. Not to be a skinny weight, to be a healthy weight.
Yeah.
We read nutritional labels, how to properly dress. So for an interview, casual wear, things like that. They think that seeing some of the artists that wear super, super tight dresses and strappy dresses and see-through things, that's appropriate for their age group, and it's not.
Right.
And so we go over those things. Special shout out to Sharoya. She's a image consultant and things like that, and she has I Am Thrifty. And so she came out last year and showed our young girls how to shop on a budget.
Wow.
Yeah. And so she has her own blog up, and she's super awesome and amazing, and she taught them how to put together different types of styles. So chic and I don't know, but she has all the different types of
That
styles.
is amazing. I love it.
And so I try to hit every little thing that they
Yes.
wouldn't normally get in the classroom. That is the format that I'm going for. Anything that they don't get in the classroom, I want them to get it from me.
Yeah, because sometimes it's like even outside of the classroom, because some girls aren't even getting this stuff at home.
They're not.
Yeah.
They're not. And so I want to make sure that I kind of make my place a safe haven.
Yeah.
And that they learn. And I even had a young lady that came up to me and was like, I'm breaking out. What can I do? And so we go over her diet. I go over, well, what are you eating? What are you drinking? And she's like, well, I did have a soda, or I did have a lot of candy before I go to bed, or I'm not changing my pillowcases and things like that. And so we have those conversations and just to help.
Gotcha. That's amazing. So how do some of the parents respond to you helping the girls?
So I've had a few parents. I mostly just speak to the young girls.
Okay.
I have a lot of support from the principals and the administration and counselors and things like that. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of parental support, but they do sign that they can be there and be a part of the program. And so they do know that it's happening, but I haven't had a lot of volunteers. So I would
Gotcha.
love more parents to come out and volunteer
Absolutely.
and be a part of the community.
Absolutely. That is amazing. You made me want to start a This Is For My Little Ladies or something. Okay, hey girl. So that's amazing. So you just recently became a mother, a first-time mother, and you have your book, Sunshine Autobiography, a quick guide and story for busy and first-time moms. What made you want to write a book, from being a first-time mom, and, how did you feel after writing it, after publishing it, and just the whole process? Take us through that.
So the first step was my mother wasn't with me when I was pregnant through the whole process. She wasn't even there during, the baby shower, mainly because she was in a different state.
Okay.
So I wanted to put together my steps, my story of what I went through as a person that, like I said, just being transparent, I just wasn't excited about it. It was probably the worst time me being pregnant because I do so much.
Yeah.
And so I thought maybe if I put out something that other women could relate to, or maybe they don't know what you're supposed to do, what products to use, that, they could just read my quick guide, just something to help them with.
Absolutely. And it's amazing. You talked about, and we talked about like over dinner how, you wanted to have a doula and a midwife
Oh
and
yeah,
just the whole statistics of, Black women giving
yeah.
birth. So talk about that. I
Okay.
mean, you were just saying how is it 45,
Yeah, it's
47%?
like 40. You can look it up. I may not be specific or accurately correct, but I know I've read that African American women, when they have C sections, that we're the higher race that it could be fatal. And
Mm-hmm.
so I think it's African American, Hispanic, and then it's Caucasian.
Mm-hmm.
And so a lot of
Why do
people.
you think it's a little bit more fatal for us, like Black women?
So in the
Or
article that I
Hispanic, because you're both.
right.
You both.
I am both. So, I mean, from the article that I read, it's just pretty much like, Black women take pain well and, you'll be all right. And
Mm-hmm.
so, one of the stories that I read, the husband or the person that was in the room was like, "Oh, she's not feeling good. She hasn't been feeling good." And the nurse and the people that came in were just like, "Well, she's okay. Like, don't worry about it. This is a simple process. This is usually what happens." And he was like, "No, no, like you need to like do something now." And unfortunately, she passed away.
Mm.
So
Is that the guy that's suing the hospital or something?
I think so.
Okay, I think I did read that.
And then there was another article I read. So I can't quote verbatim
Yeah.
which articles, but it is a high statistic that people don't cover, that Black women are the highest fatal in C sections. And so I just think that if you can have a baby natural, you should.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're, not sure if your vagina is going to go back or whatever, it's important to be healthy. It's important to eat right, to exercise, to do exactly what they're telling you to do. So if they tell you 6-8 weeks, wait.
Yeah.
If they tell you 6-8 weeks, then you can do something or work out or do crunches. Because even for my body, I've always been an athlete.
Yeah.
And I work out, I run. But let me tell you, after having my daughter, it took me a minute. I literally, some women, it takes them about 6 weeks to stop bleeding after birth. It took me about 8.
Mm.
And even then, like, I tried to do like sit-ups and crunches and things like that. My body said, nope.
Wow.
I had like an aching feeling.
Oh
And
my
so when I
gosh.
felt that, I was like, okay, let me stop. And
Yeah.
I felt it from like my ovaries and things like that. So
Mm.
I stopped
Yeah.
until my body was fully ready. And women, I mean, to be completely transparent, women aren't ready to really fully be themselves till after about a year
Oh wow.
minimum. Like, and we have to go back to work ready. Some women in 6 weeks, and like I said, me, I didn't stop bleeding until 8 weeks.
Yeah.
And I got to go back to work in 6. So
Wow.
that's why other countries, they give women like 6 months,
Yes.
at least half a
Oh,
year.
sometimes. Yeah. Yeah.
But we don't have that
absolutely.
here. And just like in my profession, in the educational world,
Uh-huh.
we are about 90% of women are in the educational arena, and we don't hold any usually boards or state board of education to make these rules to give us more time for maternity leave.
Right.
But yet we make up 90% of the population.
Wow.
So it's hard, and I just wish like those things like that were different.
Absolutely. We talked about like on my last podcast from last week, We Are Women, period, about like how a lot of men are, making laws,
Mm-hmm.
pertaining to
Mm-hmm.
the female anatomy, like our body and
Yeah.
all of that stuff, and just how um, feminine products, like feminine hygiene care products
Taxing
are,
on them.
yeah,
Yeah.
taxing on them because we just celebrated like National Period Day on the 19th of September. So, I mean, it just,
Something that's inevitable.
right.
We can't help.
Exactly.
We can't help. And it just makes no sense to me that we have these being taxed on feminine products, or we don't have maternity leave,
Yeah.
and I thank God that
Or
I have.
like not even the adequate amount of time.
Yeah,
like
that
you
too.
like you even said you go back in 6 weeks, but you're still bleeding for 8.
Yeah,
So you have to
I
continue.
bled for 8, and I had my birth was fine. Like, I didn't tear nothing. I mean,
Mhm.
it was a beautiful birth, but I still bled. My body is different from your body. And your
Yeah.
body's different from, and even though I came from my mother had a completely different experience.
Right.
I had postpartum alopecia where an inch of my hairline fell out around my head.
Wow.
And I had never experienced hair loss before.
Yeah.
And I wasn't super stressed out or nothing. It's just postpartum alopecia, because when you're pregnant, you don't lose hair.
Mm-hmm.
And so after you have the baby, about 4 to 6 months after, your hair just starts falling out in pieces. And some women, it's even patches on
Wow.
the front part of their hair. And yeah, and women don't talk about that. And so I
Mm.
talk a little bit about that in my book
Yeah,
about
yeah.
postpartum
I remember
alopecia.
you sent it over and I read. I was like, oh my
Mm-hmm.
God. Like, it's an amazing read, y'all. So even if you already have children, if you are pregnant, you're thinking of becoming pregnant
Mm-hmm.
or anything, make sure you read it. It's called Sunshine Autobiography, a quick guide and story for busy and first time moms. So damn, like you did say that in your book.
Mm-hmm.
How did you feel? Like you seeing yeah, you got some gorgeous ass hair. How you
Thank
felt
you.
about? You said a
It was an
inch.
inch around my entire hairline. And when I saw that, I was like, oh shit, my hair is falling out.
Yeah.
And my husband was like, nah, babe, you good. I said, no, babe. Like, look, babe, my hair is falling out. And he was
Mhm.
like, I think he was just trying to be sweet.
Yeah.
But for me, I'm a very confident woman. And when that happened, I was like, God damn, like my hair falling out, my body don't feel the same.
Mhm.
And like I said, I work out a lot, but my body's still not the same. I still have stretch marks.
Mhm.
And some women can say what they want, but I don't like stretch marks.
I
I don't give a fuck. I hate that shit with a passion.
Yeah, 'cause you ain't used to that.
No, I've never. I
Yeah.
mean, I have some on my ass, but
Yeah,
shit,
okay, that's
I don't-
different.
I don't have to. I
That
don't have
ass
to see that.
structure is
I don't-
growing.
I don't have to see that every day.
Right.
And it takes about a year for your stretch marks to kind of just blend in with your natural skin tone.
Mhm.
And some women, you shouldn't scratch those stretch marks.
Yeah. I
Be-
heard that it's not good.
it'll
to
make it
scratch 'em.
worse.
Ooh.
It'll make it worse. And yeah, you got to put like I put in the book, like put a nice shea butter or
Mhm.
anything to help alleviate the itching of the skin.
Moisturize.
I personally
it
didn't
and-
really have that experience, but
Right.
I know some women do.
Right.
But I can't imagine like if they were any worse. Like I would probably get like the laser skin something cuz I can't.
Oh my
I can't.
God.
Like right now I'm on my belly button. It's not that bad. Like my belly is fine.
Mhm.
It's getting better back to how it was. But if you think about it, my daughter's like 16 months.
Mhm.
So
It
it
just
takes
takes time. Yeah. Oh my God.
Yep.
So what do you feel like has been like one of the most rewarding things about becoming a mother? And I mean, you do so much. You have your nonprofit, you're going back for your PhD, and you were saying how you even want to get into acting.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like as far as being a mother, what is the most rewarding thing and how do you continue to just manage all of that, going to school and having a nonprofit,
Yeah.
and also still like you said, becoming a dreamer, being a
Yeah.
dreamer.
So the first question, I think the biggest or best part of being a mother is just when my daughter smiles at me and she laughs. I love her laughter because it
Aw.
brings me joy. So that I live for that.
Yeah.
As far as all my aspirations, being organized. I am like I am your queen of being a multitasker and having my husband as a support system. And like I said, just being organized. I have to be organized. I have my calendar. And somehow in my mind, it all works.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I know I need to get up at this time. I need to be home by this time. And then I need to do this by this time. And then my head is always moving.
Yeah.
In my brain, trying to move and adjust things in my day and wiggle things around. And so I've gotten to the point in my life that if I'm home and I have nothing else to do and I hadn't planned nothing for the day, I stay home. I don't even go anywhere because I know Monday through Friday, that's when I'm studying, I'm doing my work because I want to make sure that I have time for my family.
Absolutely.
And even during the week, if I finish my homework or I finish reading and I have 2 hours to spend with my daughter or my husband, I do that instead. So I have to make sure I make time for him and I love on him and I love on my daughter or those things go away.
Yeah.
So you have to make sure you love on those things.
Oh my gosh, I need to get organized and find me a man. Oh my God. Rick, don't look at me like that. Oh my God, that's amazing because I even be feeling like I don't even have no kids nor a man. I'd be like, I ain't got enough time in the day. I just need to
Mhm.
get organized.
Yep.
I need to write my shit
Yep.
down.
And even at school, I work at a charter school.
Mm-hmm.
And even there, they asked me to be the SGA coordinator for
Mm-hmm.
the kids there. And I'm like, okay, y'all can't give me nothing else.
Yeah.
Because not only am I bringing my program to your campus, but now you want me to be SGA, which is okay.
Yeah.
Like, I feel blessed that they offered me or thought of me
Mm-hmm.
to overshadow those kiddos for that. So
Yeah.
I do that, and I'm always coming up with initiatives for the campus.
Yeah.
Like I came up with the Lions Walking into Health. And
This the mascot?
yeah,
Okay.
they're the Lions.
Oh, okay.
And so I didn't mention this to you, but recently, about 2 months ago or so, on my mom's side of the family, about 4 people passed away within a 3-week span.
Oh my God.
And it was all due to heart conditions and health conditions. And so I thought, well, maybe at my job, even something as simple as people walking into health and just tracking that their steps and things and just bringing the awareness that we can just do something as a community. And it's nothing big, something small, but just a short initiative that I could do. And so my mind is always moving to help people into different ways.
Wow, that's
So
amazing.
I don't know what it is. It's that spirit that God gave me to keep going and trying different things and initiatives. And I'm just creative, and I just have to keep letting that fire burn inside of me.
Absolutely. That's that Aries energy.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
That is amazing. Like, I definitely feel like I need to get my shit together. Like, I feel I need to get my shit all the way together. So, we were, again, over dinner, we were just talking how you were saying, like, after you had graduated, you had moved back home to your parents and you wanting to, you know, move to another state, how you just literally had what you had saved.
Yep.
And you got up and you
packed
moved.
up.
You packed up and you moved.
Yep.
Talk about that experience and women, this is for my ladies and women who are wanting to do things and they're afraid or
Right.
because maybe they don't have support or they may
Right.
not have anybody there because you went from Virginia to San Antonio, Texas.
Yeah. Honestly, you got to use that fear as fire, and you got to go for it. I didn't have a job. I actually just put in for jobs, but I packed up my little Honda Civic and I drove across the country, and I knew one person, and that was it. I didn't know anybody in Texas, had never been to Texas, but I just packed up and went. And it's that fire and that spirit inside of me, and I know other women have it too. And you just got to believe in yourself.
Yeah.
That everything's going to be okay. And if it's not okay, you can still find it in yourself to believe in yourself that you're going to make it through.
Yeah. How do you think life probably would have been had you not had that friend in Texas and you may not have went?
I don't know. I could have came back to the 757. Gosh, I may have even packed up my Honda Civic and drove to California. And I know you and I were talking about, deep down inside, I've always wanted to act.
Yeah.
But it was a fear that I had because I know I've never been the strongest reader.
Okay.
And although I know I'm intelligent and I can speak intellectually, and I have substance behind what I say, I've never been the best reader.
Yeah.
And so I kind of brought down myself that I wouldn't be the best actress because I don't read well or that maybe, I might stumble over something and then they may be like, oh, she's not fit for this part because she mispronounced something.
Yeah.
And, I'm ignoring that and I'm just going to go for it.
Yes.
I just have to find, 10 minutes of my day to incorporate some acting, but stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
It's going to happen.
Yes, do it. I went this past Saturday. I had hit up my girlfriends because I wanted to go out so bad. I was like, I want to go out. I want to go dance. I want to go have fun. But, they're moms, they're working full
Right.
time and multiple jobs and
Yeah.
business owners and all
Mhm.
that stuff. Or, they're mothers, so didn't have a sitter. Girl, when I tell you, I went live on Instagram with my karaoke machine, took song requests, and I was up there for a whole damn hour.
Oh wow.
Taking song requests, singing stuff, doing my boy, practicing, practicing. And it was just like every time I was like, let me get off this shit. More people are joining. I was like, I can't leave the people.
Mm.
I can't just leave y'all. I know y'all want some
You done
more.
got everybody involved.
Exactly. So now, Saturday Night Live with Tisha. If I ain't busy, make sure y'all look at my live on Saturday. Where I had some Ciroc left over from like a promo event, and I was just
Man.
up there sip, girl.
That definitely was my 757 drink. When I tell you I haven't had Ciroc since I left here, it's
oh my
crazy.
God, girl.
Because I remember the orange Ciroc with the pineapple.
Ugh. I was
I
drinking
haven't had
Ciroc.
that in a while.
I was drinking Ciroc since yesterday at 3 in the morning. Not 3 in the morning, but 3 p.m. after I had got off of work. And I think I had finished drinking around like 10 last night this morning. I ain't had no hangover. I ain't had no headache. But when I tell you my stomach was fucked up, I don't think I can do that vodka clear stuff no more. I can't.
Yeah, I'm kind of on my tequila.
Yes, that's
because
my
it's
favorite.
low calorie and it doesn't get stuck on your belly.
From the agave plant.
Yes.
I love some tequila.
And being in Texas, I learned about certain tequilas that are really good. And
Which
smooth.
ones? This is for my ladies. Listen up for the girls that like tequila. Which one's the best?
It's called like Squavecto. And it's
Squavecto. Listen how she say that. Say it one more time.
It's like Squavecto or something like that. And there's a dark tequila and there's a clear tequila, but I like the clear one. But when I tell you, you can mix it with anything. You can mix it with anything, and it's a purple label.
Okay.
So, but I know it's prominent in Texas. So, I try to ship it to Florida, and it talked about like $50 to ship it. I was like,
my God.
well, it look like I'm not getting that tequila unless I like happen to be in Texas and just like put it in my suitcase or something. But
absolutely,
it is superb.
Absolutely. So now that we finished talking about the liquor and getting lit and all that stuff, so how, those women who want to start nonprofit organizations or feel like they may not have like enough time, like it's not enough hours in a day.
Yeah.
What do you say to those women who may want to start some type of nonprofit organization or want to get involved? Like, what do you say, or what's your advice for them?
I would definitely say have a plan. Try to have a team. That's kind of where I struggle with is I have the vision and I have everything ready to go, but I find and I struggle with trying to have the supporters that I need to bring it to the next level.
What's the significance of having that support and having a team?
It's very significant to have your financial officer, to have your community outreach committee, to have your financial committee. I mean, it's just like any other organization that you could think of. I mean, the YMCA.
Yeah.
No, people forget that that's a nonprofit, but it is.
Okay.
And so think of how long it took to get to that point to have that board, and then you have your employees, and so the board doesn't get paid, but the employees do.
Right.
But the board dictates everything. Yeah. And so to have that board is your foundation. And then you also want to get a consultant if you're not educated on terminology, taxes, filing, paperwork, an accountant. And there's other softwares out there that you can use like LegalZoom.
Listen up.
I forget the other one off the top of my head, but there's so many other apps and things like that you can use that can help you, but it's a little tough.
Yeah.
If it's just you. The good part is I've been doing it for so long.
5 years.
5 years kind of by myself, but each year I have the foundation and the modules already done, so I just roll it over to the next year and I just add on to it.
Yeah.
And so once you get it laid out, your calendar, because that's what communities love. They love organization, clear cut, what you're going to do, what you're going to cover, who's coming when, shifts, everything. When you organize it and it's laid out and you have a binder where it looks professional, and that's the key too. You want to make sure that you look professional.
Yeah.
Not something you just threw together last night.
Yeah.
And so put that together and you got it going.
Absolutely. So what would you say, like, it doesn't matter for whatever thing that you're doing. What are some of your short-term and your long-term goals?
For me,
Mm-hmm.
professionally or just in
Professionally, in general, like whatever.
So short-term goals would be just, like I said, finishing my PhD. Long-term goals would be getting into acting, opening up my girl school.
Mm-hmm.
I want to own more property.
Yeah.
Money is in properties and real estate.
Mm-hmm.
And so my husband and I want us to own more property. And
How did y'all get into that, like, as far as the real estate side and owning properties?
honestly, just listening to different people.
Mm-hmm.
And my parents, they're very good and knowledgeable about properties. They've
Mm-hmm.
owned properties in different countries, different states. And so they're very knowledgeable, even about investments.
Mm-hmm.
My parents are very big on investments. And so over the years, I've just listened. I've kind of just been that little fly on the
Yeah.
wall. And so now that I'm adulting,
Yeah.
I want my husband and I to kind of embark upon that. And my
Mhm.
husband's really big on finance and about
Okay.
making sure we save or move money here and there. And so I just lean on him for that so I could focus on other things because my mind, like I said, it has so many different things going on. So if I can just hand him that platter where he kind of knows where things need to go,
Mm-hmm.
I'm okay with that.
Gotcha.
And so honestly, long-term goals, acting, my school for girls, owning more property. And then honestly, I'm going to continue probably going to school. Like even after my PhD, I still don't think I'm done.
Mm.
And well, my husband says we'll see.
Yeah.
But in my heart, I love to learn.
Yeah.
I love to learn.
I mean, after you get a PhD, what else you gonna learn, girl?
girl, I want
What
to
you
get.
gonna do?
I want to get another master's in something.
Okay.
I don't know what it would be, but if I had to do it all over again, I probably would have went to school to be a doctor. I feel like I'm in school that long already.
Yeah.
And I feel
How long
like,
you been in school?
well, including my master's, it's been about 3 years straight.
Okay.
And if I add on undergrad, that's 7.
Ooh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like I could have just.
But still, just think about it like me. But I graduated 2013. Here it is. I just applied to go back to school. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, bitch, I could have been well on to my PhD
Yeah.
if I would have just did it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And that was just literally me just getting out of my own head. Stop making excuses.
Everybody got their own journey.
Yeah, everybody has their own journey. And it's just like literally sometimes the first step is to apply.
Yeah.
Just apply.
Yeah, and I feel like that part holds you accountable.
Yes.
Because once you're accepted, okay, now it's time to
take my ass back to school.
Yeah, now it's time to do the damn thing.
It's time to hit the ground running, okay?
Or even a certification is something.
Yeah.
Like I feel like we have to continue to educate ourselves regardless because the world is changing.
Yeah.
And I refuse to be a person that is unknowledgeable about something or taken advantage of because I didn't have the intellect or the capacity to understand what someone is saying.
Girl, you didn't drop some gems,
It's just
right? Okay.
you have to be educated on every forum in some cases.
Absolutely.
And I don't want to be taken advantage of.
Absolutely.
And more so I love learning. But
And that's the biggest part. I feel like a lot of people, especially a lot of, our people are just definitely taken advantage of because they don't have the knowledge. They don't have the proper education.
How much you're putting down on a car, things like that. I mean, when you go into an AutoZone shop, they take advantage of women because they, it's just not some women. It's not our strong suit.
Yeah.
We don't know. I mean, me personally, I don't know a lot about cars. I mean, I could change a tire.
Yeah.
But I don't know where certain things go. Or you need a new spark plug. Okay.
Yeah.
Where's that? Okay, under the hood. Okay. But it's
gonna
just
be $700 to change it. But what?
Right. And
that's a tune-up, nigga. What the fuck? You about to yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And then they'll say, oh, and you need a filter for that, and you need glue, and it's like, I don't know what any of that stuff means.
Yeah.
And so, so I usually just have my husband be like, okay, babe, can you take my car for me? Because I don't know.
Absolutely.
So, but on another spectrum, I just think just being in general educated, and
Absolutely.
continuing to educate yourself on things. I'm a firm believer in that.
Yeah. So you said that, in a couple of years you wanted to launch a cookbook
Oh yeah.
and a children's series book.
Yes.
So yeah.
So, Sunshine Autobiography, that is actually my second book. My first book I came out when I was 17. It's
Okay, okay, everything is
and
coming back to me. I knew
yeah,
I remember you saying something like that.
it's a poetry book.
Yeah.
It's called Eyes of Mine, and it was pretty much my journey through middle school through high school.
Mhm.
And so I saved up all my coins and I just said, "Hey, I'm going to do it. I'm going to publish my book." And so it's from the same publishing company actually. But like you said, in a few years I want to do a cookbook. For those of you who follow me, um, my Instagram is J Desiree, or I think it's Desiree
Yes,
Rodriguez
that's what it is.
underscore Desiree Rodriguez. And so I do a lot of cooking. I haven't put any up right now,
Mhm.
but on my blog, www.desireerodriguez.org, that's where I have all my recipes.
Mhm.
And so I can see myself putting out a cookbook.
Yeah.
I love to incorporate vibrant colors
Mm.
and garden like vegetables and herbs. And so I could see myself even coming out with my own spices, my own spice line. I even thought about
Ooh.
that because I love spices.
Yeah.
So stay
That
tuned.
sounds good, mama. Yeah.
And then eventually I'm going to do a children's series book
Yeah.
too. So I have a lot of, like you said, some plans, short-term, long-term goals. I just got to find a window because of everything that I'm
Absolutely.
doing. Yeah.
Absolutely. So you said that you've been used the same publishing company for you said you were 17 when you published. Okay. And then you used the same. How is the process of writing a book, getting it out to publishers, getting it printed? Like, how, explain the process, because I know I had like a couple of people to come on This Is For My Ladies and say that, oh yeah, I want to write a book.
Okay.
And so talk to that process.
So the publishing company I went with was Author House. They're out of
Mhm.
Indiana. They're okay.
Mhm.
Um, they've scaled back because it's been about 10 years since I've written a book. And
Okay.
so when I first came in at 17, they had more options for you,
Mhm.
like the size, whether it was color or not color. And so the process is simple. You just write it, you send it to them, say if you like it, don't like it. If you have a cover already built, good. If you don't, they'll build you one.
Mhm.
So that part
Because
is
some people
easy.
think that like writing a book and getting it published like is a very hard and tedious thing.
Not if you choose a company like that that will do everything for you,
Mhm.
really. I think moving forward, I'll probably choose someone else
Okay.
just because I don't know. I want a more intimate process,
Mm.
and I want more royalties.
Okay.
And from that publishing company, I think it was more along the lines that they take, of course, that certain percentage because they have to have some in the warehouse, some, and then what I didn't realize is now with Amazon and all those other companies, it's like a quick print.
Okay.
And so, like the book I'm giving you now, that's actually from the actual warehouse in Indiana.
Yeah.
But
I have
now,
my signed copy, y'all. And I was able to read it like before you sent it off to publishing. So
yes,
yes.
you got the copy, yeah, and all
Yes.
that.
I feel honored, y'all. Ow.
Yes, I had to set you up with an original because you got to take care of your homies and you got to
Yeah,
make sure we support each other. So for sure,
absolutely.
I was gonna give you an original copy, no doubt.
Absolutely. So where can, the listeners purchase your book? Where can they find it?
So both books are on Amazon, Barnes and Noble, Books a Million online. And you can also go to authorhouse.com and look up my book, Sunshine Autobiography. And so you can also go to autobiography or sunshineautobiography.com. And that's the website where I kind of have a story about me and some intimate pictures of my daughter and I. And then you can go to my blog, DesireeRodriguez.org. And so all those places have it.
Absolutely. So, anybody that is wanting to get involved or want to support you, even as far as, always a lady first, how can they reach out to you? How can they support? How can they donate? Like,
Right.
give all of that.
So our website is www.alwaysaladyfirst.com. To get in contact with us, always a lady first inc at gmail.com or
Okay.
at gmail.com.
Mm-hmm.
And so those are the places. I'm always looking for supporters, or even if you want to work virtually
Mm-hmm.
and contribute, you can. I offer those opportunities for you. If you're looking to be on a board, if you're looking to be on a committee
Mm-hmm.
and you're here in Virginia, that's fine.
Yeah.
You can work virtually and we can have teleconferences.
Yeah. So what if somebody wanted to start like always a lady Virginia or something? Like would they still be able to work with you virtually like that?
So if we were looking to set up shop in Virginia, I would have to, for sure, probably come out here and set up shop, and that would be a process. But just depending on what they're trying to do, like if they want me to come in for the weekend, or maybe it's like a summer camp, I would have to see what their vision is and what they need us for,
Okay.
and we can definitely chop it up and figure out what you're trying to do. But
Gotcha.
I'm so for it. So
Yeah.
just hit me up, and like I said, always a lady first inc at gmail.com, or if you want to go to the website, alwaysladyfirst.com.
Absolutely. So is there anything that you want to leave the listeners with? Anything that you want to say? Anything that you want them to know?
Okay. The main thing I want anyone out there that's listening to know is just believe in yourself. Feel that intuition inside of you that I know I feel. And, don't take anything for granted. I never want to run out of time or say, I wish I could have, would have. No, do it right now. And be that inspiration for anybody, young, old, or indifferent. Just be that one inspiration, and one is better than none. So.
All right, now, y'all already heard it. So we have Desiree Rodriguez, the author of Sunshine Autobiography. And what's the other book?
Eyes of Mine.
Eyes of Mine, a two-time published author, as well as the founder, CEO, all that great stuff of
Yes.
Always a Lady First Inc. Okay, so if you want to get in touch with her, if you want to get involved, if it's something that you even want to do, like I say, sometimes it all just always start just going back into your community.
Yeah.
Like your blessings come from the things that you do within your community when you're giving back, when you're helping somebody out. Like she said, you may not be able to relate, but you want to help.
Right.
And I just think that's just so important. Like I was saying, like, sometimes, when you can't relate, sometimes people start judging.
Yeah.
And it's just like there's no growth. There's
Right.
no growth there at all. It's just like, what are you doing? It's like you're a part of the problem at this point.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
yeah. So all right, y'all. So again, just make sure turn your passions into a lifestyle. That's just what I say all the time. This is my passion. I'm trying to do these podcasts and sing professionally and get some vocal lessons. So check me out. But anyway, y'all. So again, make sure you follow This is For My Ladies podcast on Instagram, Facebook. Make sure if you have any questions, any topics, if there's anything that you want to get in contact with me about, want to talk, want to chit chat, want to take me out for a drink or anything,
Yes.
hit me up, okay? I like tequila. But anyway, y'all, follow This is For My Ladies. Follow Tisha the Diva. Hit me up at TishaTheDiva@gmail.com for any topics or anything that it is that you'd like to discuss. And again, make sure you follow This is For My Ladies on 11 live streaming platforms, okay? I kept saying 10, but I stand corrected. I'm on 11 now, all right?
11's a great number, by the way.
Hello? Okay. Why is 11 a great number?
That's my line number.
Okay. Exactly. So make sure you all just follow me, y'all. Reach out, listen to whatever supporting podcast platform, Spotify, Anchor. Shout out to Anchor, y'all. Like, that's how That's how I make my money from my podcast. So if you were wondering, like, do I make money from my podcast? Yes. Every time that you listen and you listen to that little ad in the beginning, that's me making some money. All right. So, oh, and also, if you want to, you know, advertise on This Is For My Ladies, if you want me to plug you in and all that stuff, let me know because I'm going to send you out an invoice, all right? I'm going to talk about whatever it is you want to talk about, your hair, your nails, you fix cars, you do, what is that, life insurance, all of that stuff, whatever. I don't care what it is. If you pay me, I'm going to talk about it, all right? So, y'all, this is Tisha the Diva, and I have my special guest, Desiree Rodriguez, and we are out.